Oh, just
You
enjoying
had
my
to have
day
done
off.
something cool. You had to have done something cool worth sharing on
Well,
a fucking podcast.
over the weekend we had the strawberry festival, and it's like the first
Oh,
time since
that's rad.
COVID that I've been to
Nice.
one. It was really a lot of people there. That it was probably one of the biggest ones I've ever seen. Like vendors and just people in general.
Yeah. Jeez
Bless you.
Louise. My allergies are acting up if you hadn't been able to tell. Uh, I'm trying to get the show shared out. This is the pre-show though, y'all. We're gonna talk about all the new comics coming out
Let's.
this week in a bit.
It's the
Why is I
pre-show.
swear this thing? It works perfect until it works not at
Until it
all.
doesn't work.
Yeah,
It
until
works
it
when you
works
don't want
not
it to
at
work, and
all.
when you need it to work, it doesn't work.
Oh, when it works, when I don't need it to work. I mean, who cares? I don't need it. I don't even remember those times because if I did, I'd be so frustrated. Oh, there it
Oh,
goes.
thank you for the message you sent me the other day.
Yeah, that comes out this week. I think that's on our
Yeah,
list. We're going to
I
talk
have
about that book later.
I haven't been able to sit down and enjoy any comics because I had to work this weekend. So I'm
Oh, poor
behind,
baby, poor baby.
and I'm debating now since it comes out this week if I should just not read it.
Well, it looks pretty good.
It is how we'll talk about it.
Yeah,
We'll
we'll
talk
talk about
about
it.
it.
We'll talk about it. All right, man. So what's new, man? Nothing. We're gonna talk about all the new books coming out later this week. Oh, we got a comment already. Sorry, I was sharing the show. Yeah, Evil Technology. Hey, Andy. Thanks for hanging out, buddy. We appreciate it.
Hi. Yes,
Hi.
technology
Uh,
is only a reflection of the individual that uses
man,
it.
that's what I do all day, right? Is I do tech support for just a stupid startup. Anyway, a person like called in and was like, "How do I do this very simple thing?" And they didn't say it like that. They just said, "How do I do this thing?" And man, I so overthought it. I was like 15 minutes in, I'm like, man. And then it's like, "Oh, well, why don't you just do this?" He's like,
Have you
"Oh,
tried
okay."
turning it off?
Exactly, dude. That's the kind of shit it was. Just turn it off and turn it back
I,
on type
that's
shit.
I
And I
had
was
something
so pissed.
I had something like that happen this weekend with one of the machines. There was a sensor on one of the safety doors was not reading correctly, and you can't run
Yeah.
the machine when it says the doors are open.
Yeah. With the door
so
ajar.
so
So I just
the
put my finger there on the switch and it wouldn't turn
well
it on.
not that, but the maintenance man come over there and he was like shut the machine off and then he turned it back
I
on.
turned it back on. He's like, "All right, dude, it's fixed."
It didn't fix it, but he eventually fixed the door problem. But in the process of turning off my machine,
Yeah.
he did something to the water pump.
Of course. So
What
he
an
broke something
idiot.
else. So he broke something else.
The maintenance man broke something. So
Yeah.
part of the course for maintenance men.
Uh, so yeah, after this, I got to go help my sister-in-law move. She's up there now. She's running so far behind. She's supposed to get there at like 3 o'clock. I even told work, I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna leave a little early so I can go move some stuff, and then do my show tonight." And they're like, "Okay." And then I'm still there. My boss is like,
Do they actually sound
weren't you
like that?
leaving?" Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
And the boss is like, weren't you leaving? Why are you still taking calls? You're not taking calls while you're moving, are you? And I'm like, no, dude. They ain't made it yet. They're late. So they're late and we're on time. Let's do this. Let's do this damn thing.
We are wizards.
What?
Like, was that like what Gandalf said to Frodo? Is that what you're getting at, Dave?
Oh yeah, right on time.
Oh, yes.
Ugh.
I hate this.
Yes.
It is revolting.
More?
Please.
I've been having a Star Trek hell of a week so far. Weekend into today.
Oh, worst weekends you could have.
Someone was talking mad shit on Trek.
On Star Trek?
I know. I don't even want to talk about it.
How can you talk shit on Star Trek?
There's so much of it, I mean, you can always find nitpicks from it out there. Anyway, greetings, geek. Welcome back. It's another episode, yet another, This Geek in Comics. Outright Geekeries. Comic book shit talk show.
Shit talk show.
Jazz hands. It's Gomer, A.K. David, and Taylor hanging out. Gentlemen, how are things?
Good.
I'm doing well.
Good.
Let's just bust into this shit. We're talking about all the new books coming out this week, y'all. If y'all see something and you want us to talk about it, tell us what you're reading. We are interested, It doesn't have to be just about us. but it usually is. So we start with DC. Those books actually drop tonight at midnight, digital, and if your shop is 24/7 or whatever. World's Finest.
You
This book
have
been pretty
a
good.
great shop if it's open 24/7.
Dude, right? Even just a drive-through. Open up a drive-through, Larry. Anyway, Batman, Superman, World's Finest, Mark Waid. I mean, Dan Mora, two living legends. First issue was solid. Second issue dipped a little bit. I'm hoping this is a little bit better. It's certainly ripe to be. You know what I mean? There's a potential here for this to be really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, if you were a fan of that Batman Superman story, that Jean Luan Yang, I feel like this kind of has like similar energy to that.
It does. It does. It feels throwback. It's kind of throwback. A great variant here. I don't know why it's got the fucking Batman who laughs on it. I hope he doesn't show up in the book.
And every fucking thing has the Batman who laughs on it.
The
Just
Knight.
like everything has punchline on it now.
Yeah, right. The Knight number 5, Chip Zdarsky. I don't know why anybody would be reading this because Chip's, lining up to take over the main book, but I heard it was all right. I heard it was a nice distraction of a Batman book. I'm not reading it. Carmine D's a great artist. Really cool cover here. I don't really understand it. I guess it's just Bruce in jail. His hair still looks so good. How's he do it? Anyway.
You're not locked in here. I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me.
I do want to point out Catwoman 43 because it's got the beautiful Jenny Frison cover with the way they use the color, the background color, and the color of the dress. Very well done.
That is a lovely cover. Right,
it's cool. Mwah, chef's kiss, gorgeous cover. You can pay $1 extra for it, but it's cool
if you can get it.
Another thing about this issue, I have heard, Red Claw. Red Claw was a character from the Batman animated series, voiced by anyone?
Red Claw.
Red Claw, remember her? Red Claw? Kate Mulgrew, who was Captain Janeway in Voyager and also Red in Orange is the New Black. But I have heard the rumor that she is appearing in this book. That is maybe a spoiler because it's not confirmed, but that's the rumor.
Is she going to be in like a roller derby league with them or something by the looks of it?
I don't know any of the details of the story outside of the cover and vroom vroom. But that would be the first appearance of that character in DC Comics.
Okay, she's okay. I just looked up. I remember.
If so, that's probably a big spec book then.
Yeah, agreed. Because there's no reason why that character should not get more love. Let's talk about Duo. Duo number 1, 6-issue miniseries, celebrating Asian American Pacific Islanders. I think that's what it is. I don't know. AAPI. It's hard for me to keep track of numbers. I'm in tech support too, so I have like 3 times as many letters and abbreviations and acronyms. Anyway, this is like Earth M, Milestone. This is an offshoot of Milestone that is set in the same universe, but it's making that whole thing bigger. And this is their first trek into that. Greg Pak, pound for pound, one of the better writers in modern history.
Hulk run.
Really. Yeah, great Hulk run. He's picked up just about every character though, and has had solid work on so many different characters. But Koi Pham, Scott Hanna, I'm excited for this. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be exciting. Milestone ain't led me wrong yet. Stargirl, Earth Prime stuff.
This does sound pretty good. I'm reading the blurb on Duo.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Yeah. It seems good. I'm definitely picking that up. Earth Prime number 4, a little bit late here. For the whole Earth Prime thing. Stargirl is still a show. Flash is still a show, but everything else is basically just done, canceled. Is Taylor even still here? He probably has. He's like, I have nothing to say about it.
Sometimes he mutes himself. So
yeah, he's like, I'm not watching those shows either.
Well, I'm not, so I really do have nothing to add, I'm afraid.
We still go with just the big name books. Fables, the legendary book, the series. Just fantastic. Ended really well. Probably ended way too late. It probably should have ended.
Are they doing a continuation of Fables?
Yes.
It looks like it.
Yes. Huh. This was all part of that other news where we had the Bigby versus Batman.
Okay.
So, yeah, this was also part of that news. Yeah.
I didn't realize there was more to Bigby versus Batman.
Yeah, we're getting there, Andy. We're getting there, Andy. But, yeah, this is cool. If you've ever been into Fables is awesome. This is how I got the amazing Amanda into comics. I went and picked up volume 1 of Fables, and she's like, holy shit, I didn't realize you could do this sort of thing in comics. You know what I mean? And that's when you get them.
Well, hey, I
That's
mean, you
when
can
you
do
get 'em.
anything in comics, you know?
Yeah, and she didn't realize, like, she just, her experience, her exposure to comics was basically nothing.
Yeah, but
she just
yeah, Fables is one of those like comic book readers comic books, it's one of those like prestige ones,
I mean, that's true, but because of the characters that
Oh,
they use,
I completely agree. It's also very, very accessible because who doesn't
it's-
know who like the main cast is, or at least like
Yes.
what their inspirations are?
yes, and the twists that they put on those, like for example, Beauty and the Beast, they have marriage problems. I
Yeah,
mean, it's
and he
just
starts
perfect.
reverting back to being a beast. That's a really
Yeah.
brilliant take.
It really is, and they lean into that with all of these characters. I mean, her favorite part, and I don't think it actually was even until volume 2, maybe 3, was the farm. They have this whole farm where all of the talking geese and the 3 little pigs and all of the, folks who can't live in New York City and get by, pretending to be human, live on this farm in upstate New York. And dude, she was just so enthralled by all of that. Yeah, definitely agree. A comic book reader's comic book, but just so easily accessible. I mean, anybody could pick this up. I'm glad it's coming back. First time where it's not having.
I mean,
First time it doesn't have a Vertigo sticker on it.
It is Bill Willingham doing it, so yeah. I mean, this could be very interesting. Yeah, if this was somebody else like coming in to like try to like cash in on the property, I'd be pretty suspicious. But with the original writer back, that gives me reason to be optimistic. I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Just touching on it, it doesn't have a Vertigo sticker, but it does have a black label.
It is.
Vertigo ain't a thing anymore, man.
Yeah, it's all black label.
Like they can't bring back any Vertigo books and call them Vertigo books now. They all got to be something, and black label's as good as anything.
Yeah. Jeremy Adams, Fernando Pesairin, Matt Ryan, Tad Nauk, Flash 782 continues to be solid every month.
Yeah, this one's pretty under the radar, but it's like the Ringo Starr of comic books in the sense that like it's nothing like that's going to blow your mind, but it does the work. It is consistently enjoyable, doing that workman job,
And he's not the greatest drummer in the Justice League.
Moving on.
Good pull there, Dave.
Looney Tunes 266. I think that's the highest numbered book at DC now. Anyway, Nightwing number 92. I am going to go with the Jamal Campbell cover, of course, because it's the Fetch cover.
Well, ain't that precious?
It's beautiful. That's so cool. But yeah, it continues to be a solid book. Tom Taylor, Bruno Redondo. I'm glad Bruno's back on the art. Anytime he's gone, he is missed. They usually have a solid fill-in artist, but
they do. It's kind of like with Black Widow, back when that was still coming out. The new artist isn't bad. It's just you miss Elena Casagrande. Kind of like here, all these the artwork in the last few issues has been good, but it's not Bruno Redondo.
Yeah.
That Jen Bartel cover is nice.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to get to that next. Man, this is great. All this action, like in the first few paragraphs, but this is really what. Meanwhile, Nightwing and Oracle cuddle up and decide to finally define their relationship. That's what I'm excited about.
I mean, you're right to be excited about it because, like, the character interaction stuff has been the real strength of this book.
Yeah. I mean, Dick Grayson is trying to be, they're trying to assassinate him. They're trying to destroy an entire town. But no, I got to know what's up with Nightwing and Oracle and their relationship.
I mean, yeah, that last issue, my favorite part was him just talking to Wally, having best friend talk.
Yeah. Them going out and getting sushi, just like the Bat fam without Bruce, of course. He doesn't eat sushi. I don't know if anybody knew that about Batman. He doesn't eat sushi.
Actually, he's allergic to fish.
Yeah, he's allergic. The David Tulaski variant, still these workout variants. I don't know how this one got lost in the mix. I thought all these are already out, but I mean,
that's a nice use of color.
Good point, Dave. Yes, he takes the artistic safe way out. I was gonna say, damn, that boy got an ass. Anyway, moving on.
DC has been running with the idea that Nightwing has a very high quality ass. I was on some sort of like press release or something they did recently.
Right.
I'm not kidding. That was a real thing they did.
Neil Gaiman's classic continues to their reprints on the Black Label. This is book 4, just in time for the show, which I had a teaser trailer today.
Yeah.
We do want to talk about Shadow Warzone number 1. This is a one shot with that whole event. I love this homage cover to the days X-Men Days cover. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
they even got the face line up over there on the side corner there.
Yeah, just very.
That's
cool.
clever.
Yeah,
that
very
is
cool. And that's about it. We do have Wonder Woman Evolution number 7 and Wrong Earth. We'll talk about that later, maybe. I haven't been reading this. We do get a cool Gary Frank cover right here, which is that's great. That's fun. But yeah, I haven't been reading this. There's a lot of Wonder Woman going on. It's really kind of hard to keep track of. It really is. What's going on?
Yeah, we just left a big crossover event, so that might...
and it was good, but
yeah, it was pretty good.
So we got a couple of mainstays over at DC, and one new book, no new books. Was there a new book? I don't know. Anyway.
Well, Fables. Fables.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. All right, A Town Called Terror number 2. Simon Kudranski doing art on this. Steve Niles is, maybe arguably the best writer.
Definitely looking forward to this book.
Yeah. Still no update on Swamp Thing Green Hell. Yeah, it did kind of drop off.
Man, you're right. I was just thinking about that the other day. It's been like a couple of months since that first one came out.
From my understanding, it was first set up as like bi-monthly, like every 2 months, but it's moved kind of to quarterly. So I still think it's at least a month away. But no, I haven't even seen a solicit on it, Frankie.
Yeah, it's been kind of dry on that.
I feel like that's
too. Yeah,
that kind of happens more often with these Black Label books. I think since they're releasing it as a limited series anyway, I guess they don't feel the pressure to keep up the release schedule as much.
I guess. But yeah,
but no, you're right. I mean, it's God. Did that come out this calendar year? Or was that last year? I don't even remember.
I think if it was this calendar year, it was like early January, dude.
It's been a minute for sure.
Yeah. So all right, yeah, this is a fantastic book, fun horror stuff. Simon Kudranski is an amazing artist, dude. It's just beautiful, beautiful shit going on in that book. I did want to mention that. I also wanted to mention I Hate This Place number 1.
Looks like also a lot of fun. Kyle Starks.
F This Place. You can get 2 different covers. All right, basically this couple inherit a house. They go and it's haunted. And it uses a lot of tropes, right? But it uses them very well. The pacing is really fun. And it's got this sense of humor to it that it's just really kind of hard for me to put my finger on, but it's very, very good. Yeah, here's the F This Place.
Yeah,
this is ripe for an adaptation. It's a good spec book. It's a good comic book. This might be my pick this week.
And if you're into paranormal and all that fun stuff, this is probably something that's going to have a lot of things that you'll be familiar with.
It does have a lot of paranormal shit going on.
Because I am reading it, and it does sound like there's a lot of the paranormal tropes in there.
It's a great first read. I had a chance to read it earlier. Rain wraps up. That's pretty cool. King Spawn. It wouldn't be a week at Image without a McFarlane book. And then Slumber number 3. Are you still reading this, Dave?
I
dropped off after the first issue. It was like this dream sort of book. It was okay.
They're chasing after the shadow woman or something, and now they're in somebody's dream, and it's basically a comic book version of like Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, it's a trippier Nightmare on Elm Street and not as scary. I do want to catch up on that. Primordial does get collected. Jeff Lemire, very good book. Walking Dead, again, it wouldn't be a week at Image without a Kirkman book. Black Hammer Reborn and
hey, we got stuff at Dark Horse this week.
I know, finally. Jeff Lemire, Caitlin Yarsky wrapping up. I don't know. This is almost the end. There's only like 2 issues of Black Hammer.
No, this is it
all together. No, of all Black Hammer. Like it's just gonna stop. Like he's not doing anymore. So yeah, that's crazy. Breakout number 2, first issue was very good. Post-apocalypse, other dimension, aliens or whatever, start kidnapping kids. So a bunch of kids get together and are going to go rescue them. It's kind of like Goonies, but sci-fi Goonies for the modern day, I guess is a good way to put it. First issue was solid. First issue was really strong. I'm expecting good things out of this as things start moving forward. So Dave did want to talk about the latest Shaolin Cowboy.
Shaolin Cowboy, cruel to be.
Jeff Darrow is just
Jeff Darrow. You cannot go wrong with Jeff Darrow.
I haven't heard about Shaolin Cowboy in a minute. How long has it been since?
It's been years. 6 months. Oh no, it's been like 6 months since we had a Shaolin Cowboy.
No, we haven't had a Shaolin Cowboy book in a while. It's like maybe at least 2 years.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of that other Darrow book.
Gosh,
that he did.
but the last book I
well,
remember.
whatever. But yeah, I didn't realize that they were bringing it back.
Oh yeah. Like, this is pound for pound some of the best interior artwork. Jeff Darrow can do no wrong, and it's all sequential. It tells this terrific story in the most terrible circumstances.
Yeah.
You love kung fu, you like monsters, zombie apocalypse, Mad Max, and just anything.
All in.
It is a comic book stew of greatness.
Yeah.
This is definitely
really
one of those throw it in a blender type books, but one that works pretty well.
It
Yes.
does. Darrow's
And
just really good at putting everything he needs to and then adding a little bit more. And like,
And
okay.
Jeff Darrow has been a staple at Dark Horse for like 30 years.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking like he did like Hard Boiled with Frank Miller, and just he's had all kinds of
He
stuff.
worked on The Matrix, right?
No, I think that was another guy.
Oh, I thought he worked on it. Anyway,
he might have, but
it's a solid pickup. 7-issue miniseries starts. Oh, Mike Mignola's got a cover. That's pretty rad. All right, moving on. IDW does not have much, but one thing worth mentioning is the last issue of Transformers. It's not the last issue. There's still another miniseries called War's End that's continuing, and this is getting an Omega issue, a one-shot next month. So very close to the end of one of the worst Transformers runs that I've read them all, man. I've read them all, and it's not great. I will bring up Best of Rat King just because it's got this dope Biggie cover.
Yeah,
everybody
it's got that cover, but
covers.
Rat King's about to be a major player in the upcoming storyline, so this is a good way to kind of.
He's already there, he's already.
I really do like these covers, these best of covers, especially all like if you don't get the 4 turtles, like on your wall, what are you doing? Yeah. But I will say that they are going pretty deep into the bench at this point.
Oh, dude! Once they have success, they're gonna milk it till the cow is dead. So
yeah,
I get it.
I mean, once you get past the turtle, Shredder, and Casey, I mean, I guess what else?
Good for Biggie. Good for Biggie, though. He's getting that.
Good for him, yeah. Oh, they're great covers. I absolutely love them.
Oh yeah.
The fucking Rat King.
I know, right?
Well, give us Mutagen Man and Wingnut and Mondo Gecko. The best of Mondo Gecko.
All right, moving on. Elektra, Black, White, and Blood. We do get a pretty cool Momoko cover on that I did want to point out. I love that.
I love her covers.
That's a character that is really in her wheelhouse more so than most.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. But I haven't been a fan of any of these Black, White, and Blood books. They've just been okay.
I mean, all anthology books, right? You pick it up, you gotta hope that like they average out to a pretty good book.
Yeah. Eternals number 12. Thanos makes his move to destroy the world. Can the Eternals settle their differences and stop him? Most likely. I don't know. We're getting into AXE. I got some news for next Sunday show. We're gonna go deep into Avengers, X-Men, Eternals. So we'll see what happens with that. I don't know. I'm really into Dark Crisis, man. And the more I read about the new Avengers, X-Men, Judgment Day is called. I'm just, you know what I mean? It's like my hopes are really low for it.
Man,
I don't know.
This is like part of the cycle of events, right? Like every few years they throw out like Avengers versus X-Men or like Civil War 2 or they
even the Inhumans.
Yeah, they throw out another like let's get these two groups to fight books. Yeah. And this time they're throwing in the Eternals as well. So it could be fun. Like I actually enjoyed Avengers versus X-Men and stuff like that.
I didn't mind any of those events. I'm just I don't know. I want to be really excited about a Marvel event, and I just haven't in a little while. Reborn was good, but it wasn't like
Heroes Reborn was good.
It wasn't like an event, though. It was a little different.
Devil's Reign was good, but that I kind of know what you mean though. That wasn't as much of like that wasn't like an event. It
was like a corner event, just a little corner of the universe. But
well, anyway though.
Yeah, Fantastic Four 43. Reckoning War continues.
This has been fun. They set up my boy Doom. Is going to go kick the shit out of these assholes in this issue.
Remember when he was in the Guardians of the Galaxy for like 30 seconds?
Man, that was rad as hell.
It was so good. And they was like, "What do you mean this book's over? What do you mean?"
Man.
That was such a bummer. Yeah, this looks good, dude. Oh, there he is. There he is. Hitting that shit. I don't know what the hell he done to his arm. He got some crazy magic going.
Man, we'll see. But like they're actually doing a pretty good job. They tied in some of that Guardian stuff or like all that mojo he absorbed from Dormammu. Apparently, that's coming back into play.
Oh, maybe that's what that is. Okay, all right.
That's how they teased it at the end of the last issue, at least. But yeah, this should be fun. I'm looking forward to
it. Immortal X-Men. Holy shit, is it an X week?
Man, it feels like it's been forever since this last issue came out. This has been awesome.
They're hitting them all this week. So yeah, this is a really good issue. Kieran Gillen, Lucas Wernick. I mean, it's X-Men, dude. Emergency council meeting. Yeah, it's all politics. There's not even any action going on in this book. It's so wild.
We're getting to that stage in our lives, I guess, where like all the stuff that we shouldn't be excited about is the most exciting parts of these books. Like,
yeah, I mean, Hellfire Gala. Oh, I don't care what happened.
I care about the fashion, man.
I know in the last one they literally terraformed a planet, and it was dope. But I really just care what like Emma's gonna wear. You know, what 4 outfits she's gonna have on.
I mean, the politics of these X-Men books has been really good, and this is the X-Men politics book.
Yeah, nice Noto Sinister cover, very fucking cool. Phil Noto.
You can't go wrong with Phil Noto.
You don't deserve to be that awesome. Iron Fist #3 continues. Are you still on this, Taylor?
Second issue. It's not bad, but it's not something that kind of it's forgettable, I guess is the way I should describe it.
Yeah, it just didn't feel like it was for me. Although I love that art. They're really pulling out the stops on this page. But
they do that. I'm always hesitant to read a book that has like a teen protagonist or a kid protagonist because like, are they going to come off as a whiny idiot? And this is one where I think he comes off as a whiny idiot.
That sucks. Marvel Voices Identity #1, Asian superheroes and creators return. So yeah, this is the AAPI one.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask a question that I hope doesn't sound too stupid. Is Mantis an Asian character or she's an alien? I know she's played by an Asian actress in the movie, but
well, your answer is yes. Duh, she's on the cover of the Identity book.
Maybe this is one of the results of them trying to make the comic books closer to the MCU.
Right?
I guess.
Still, that does not make any sense, Dave.
No,
she's
it doesn't.
A fucking alien in the MCU too. I mean, if they're going with the act, I mean, maybe they're going to explain it in this book.
Maybe
that kind of looks like
that might be they're explaining it right there.
Yeah. It looks like they're trying to explain it. She's kicking the shit out of Thanos. That's awesome. So yeah, that'll be good. It's only $6. You know, they're not taking you for too much. They're going to be extra big, and the art looked good. You know, a few great covers. Yeah. All right, moving on. New Mutants #25, the second of I think 5 X books this week. Cool cover with Magic kicking it. You know, Lionel Francis Yu cover.
This I think is one of the top tier X books.
Agreed. I like it. It's doing a lot of good things. It's doing a lot of different things. Basically, it's sticking with the status quo by just talking about what young people would be doing with the rules that the old people are setting up and the boundaries. There's still boundaries. And the young people are not really pushing those boundaries. They're more exploring those boundaries. And then, just blowing past them, you know?
And they've also done a really good job bringing in like trippy story elements, like they fight across a mindscape, or like when they went to Otherworld and traveled across there. And the art is good at matching the situation. It's been really fun.
So that's a good book. We would have to talk about Savage Avengers #1 for 2 reasons. David Pepos, very good guy, very cool writer.
Friend of the podcast.
Yeah, friend of the show. He is all over this book, doing a lot of great stuff.
He has been promoting the hell out of this book.
Oh, that's his deal, dude. Yeah, he's a promoting fucking machine, man. Yeah, he doing all that stuff. He's actually not promoting this as much as he promoted a lot of his indie stuff. He hasn't been on the podcast at all.
But he doesn't have to bear that burden of Marvel.
Yeah, and I don't think Marvel likes him to do.
I mean, this would probably by default be his best-selling book because it is with Marvel.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It's got the word Avengers in the title, too. It's definitely going to sell.
And it's been good. Like, a lot of people are sleeping on Savage Avengers. Savage Avengers has been one of the best things they've had.
It was great. But, Eli, that did end. You're talking about Savage Avengers. Yes, that did end. However, it's back with a new volume. An all-new, all-different Savage Avengers. But the news is...
But still with Elektra and Conan.
Yeah, we still would have to team. But The news was confirmed today. Marvel confirmed it that, yeah, they are not going to be doing Conan anymore. So I'm not exactly sure where that leaves this book.
Does that mean they just can't
6
publish
months.
comics with Conan in the title, or can they just not use the character, period?
Exactly. I think it's just the title. Yeah.
Because DC
no.
had to do that balancing act for
Captain Marvel.
decades with Captain Marvel.
Yeah. They could call him Shazam.
That's why the books were all called Shazam, and until recently, he was still Captain Marvel in the continuity. Though now he's just Shazam. But
it makes it a lot less complicated.
It's been a really long time since New Mutants came out, so you can be forgiven for thinking so, for sure.
It actually dropped really early before the hiatus that was X Lives, X Deaths of Wolverine.
Yeah, that took
really early.
That was like 2 months off.
And now that was issue 24, and now issue number 25 is out and whole cycle after all of those other books. Like we said up here, Immortal X-Men number 2 is already coming out. X-Men number 11 is out. 10 was the hiatus issue. So yeah, New Mutants has just taken so long, like an extra 4 or 5 weeks to come out, just because of the way it's scheduled. Which is weird.
It is the same writer, Sylvia Ayala.
Yes, it is the same writer. It is. I think it's a different artist, but
I think it probably is. I think that has had a rotating artist on that book.
No, it's Rod Rice though. No. It's
okay,
good.
yeah.
It's good. It's good.
Well, yeah, nothing to worry about then. This is gonna be great.
Nothing to worry about, dude. And I know Eli has been a big fan of the New Mutants book as well, so rightfully so. It's a fantastic book.
Feeling better, 5. Eli?
Oh yeah, he's better.
Yeah.
He was watching.
His typing hand works.
Weekend. Yeah, his typing hand works. Spider-Punk number 2 wasn't my cup of tea. I'm just not a big fan of these Elseworld sort of Spider books. I like it when they come here. You know, when the other Spider people come and visit here.
Yeah, like the Elseworld stuff is to me kind of like the indie books in that I'll usually hold off until I hear that it's good, and then I'll try to get the volume if it is.
He said he's still a little snuffy. Oh, snuffleupagus. He said thanks. You're welcome, dude. We care. Dr. Aff for 20. Solo Chewbacca number 2. First issue, this was just all right. I'm just not a big fan of these characters. I mean, I am, but we've seen it all. We've seen everything. You know what I mean? They've been in the stars of the ongoing Star Wars book. So I don't care. I don't care. You know, that's why I like the Obi-Wan book that came out last week or the week before, because I want to really know what's been going on with Obi-Wan, and there's a new show coming. But Han and Chewie, we know. We've been hanging out with them for years now. The Marvels number 10. Here we go. Thor 25, getting you for an extra $2. This is right on the heels of Banner of War Alpha that came out last week. Plus, it's got a little bit extra. A little bit, extra stories to celebrate that it's the 25th issue. So
what's going on with every character who isn't Thor or Hulk being here? What?
Yeah, I know. They're all going to be talking about it. Oh, this is a fantastic cover, man. I see who's doing this. Ron Lim. Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's rad. Yeah.
I like that.
It does look pretty good.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Shaw's doing connecting covers for the whole event. And there's a Zulo cover. That's just all right. Lethal Protector number 2. Here's our third, I think, of 5 X books. Wolverine number 21. This is still the Wolverine and Deadpool shit going down. It was fantastic. Ben Percy's hitting on all cylinders, dude. He can't be stopped.
Yeah, Ben Percy's Wolverine run here, including X Lives and X Deaths, has been really good. This is one of the best Wolverine runs in a while.
Yeah. Here's our half X book. Doesn't really count, but it is still technically an X book.
This is another one where it's been forever since that first issue came out.
Yeah, this has been a while too. Yeah. We're getting spam. Awesome. You know you're winning when you get spam. Thanks, y'all.
Hell yeah.
Price.
Appreciate it. Don't click on that, y'all.
No, don't.
So yeah, love Wolverine throwback. The other half of possibly an X-Men book. Excellent. I mean, Peter Milligan, Mike Allred. Can't go wrong with that Allred art, but man, it's fucking weird. It's Milligan weird. You have to kind of know about ecstatics, and that sort of continuity, but it's not a bad book. It's not bad. But an actual X book, X-Force number 28, Juggernaut finally, joining the show. Very excited for that. Yeah, this is continuing the last issue where what's his name, Forge, I guess, got all infected by some shit, and it's hit the fan now.
I really enjoy Juggernaut being on good guy teams. You know, I really like that
me
Thunderbolt, that Jeff Parker Thunderbolts book from a while back. That was high quality shit there.
Yeah. Here's Momoko doing one of those postcard covers. Very cool with Savage Land.
Cool.
Postcard cover. And there's also a Scon cover. And X-Men Fall of the Mutants. We have to mention that omnibus. It's $100. If you don't have Fall of the Mutants, this is a great way to pick it up. Classic X-Men shit. But then finally, and probably my favorite X pick of the week, X-Men Red.
Oh, hell
2,
yeah.
The Al Ewing, Stefano Caselli book, all about Mars, all about the Iraqi mutants. Holy shit. Dude, that's like 6, maybe 7. It's at least 5 X books.
That first issue was brilliant. I mean, they teased a lot of cool stuff. I really liked Vulcan in that. I really liked Magneto in that. I really, really liked that Storm's reforming the Brotherhood of Mutants.
That's rad. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Yeah. Iska the Unbeaten. So cool. I love it how no one picks her anymore because she's just going to, if she can't win, she just quits and goes to the other team. Fucking asshole. It's a stupid way to do that power. It's either really, really smart or really, really stupid. Okay. There's no in between there for Iska. Anyway, moving on. Dynamite. Not much from them. Hell Sonia, continues because there's Soniversal and there's a bunch of different Red Sonias now. Jennifer Blood, more horror. Nyx number 6. And that's about it. Boom Studios, Alice Ever After continues to take on Alice in Wonderland. Pretty good. A little slow for a first issue. Great art. But like this cover, Adam Hughes gets a cover. That's gorgeous. Man, I love that.
Nice cover.
But yeah, it's derivative, obviously. It doesn't feel like they're bringing anything new there. Faithless, House of Slaughter, Power
House of
Rangers.
Slaughter is probably the one title I'm excited for this week.
Did you read Grimm last week from Boom?
I haven't gotten around to reading my books over the weekend, so I'm going to be reading a bunch of them.
It was about a Grim Reaper who doesn't remember how she died, so she's investigating that. There's a lot of introduction in that issue, but it was solid. But Boom always got good shit, Here we go, and everything else, David. This is where you chime in.
Well,
you get a chance to look at these early.
Well, it's going cold, but I've had a little bit of time to look through a few things.
Armor-Clad has been all right.
Nothing,
just all right.
Nothing is really popping out right now. There's a couple second issues of some stuff. Armor Clouds is one of them that I did follow the first issue. This is the third issue, so I'm not on it.
All right.
Blue Flame number 8 is here, but I've kind of dropped off of that.
I think I read 3 issues of that, dude, and I couldn't. I just left.
Yeah, it got a little convoluted at a point.
Yeah.
After a while.
A lot of cross bag sets. Weird. If I can mention these DF books, this is Dynamic Forces. They sell signed and stuff like that. They are selling Stray Dogs Dog Days #1 variants for $50. All right, that is a really good price for this book. And this is the horror movie variant. And
Dracula.
These are really good prices for these, man. I don't know why they're so cheap. I know it is Dog Days and it's not the actual first run, the first arc, but still, I hope they do more of that, man. I really had a good time with that book, that Stray Dogs book. What else you got, bro?
The first book of any interest is Hit Me number 3. This is
awesome.
This is from AWA, and it's a pretty intense book.
It's fun, dude.
It's
sort
crazy.
of a chase book, people get into the middle of things accidentally and then are chased by the bad guys.
Yeah.
But the hook here is the heroine, the protagonist is a sex worker who specializes in BDSM. Like she can really take a lot of pain. So that's her thing. She lets, dudes beat up on her for sex work, but it's very sex positive. It's a really interesting take.
The last issue was really entertaining because they went to her friend had to have medical attention, so they went to a dominatrix that was pretty much into medical play.
Yeah, into medical play. It was crazy, dude. But yeah, it's a solid book, really solid book.
There was the next book on the list, and there's not many independent books right now on the list. But Kaiju score, Steal from Gods.
Oh yeah.
Always fun when you are using the event of a kaiju attack to make your big score.
Yeah, the first one was very fun. So yeah, great book. What else you got, man? That's about it, man.
Well, let's see, hold on.
Week.
Okay, we talked about Hit Me. We talked about Kaiju Score because I've got them up on separate tabs here. The other one is Life Zero number 4.
Oh, Life Zero.
Yeah, that Marco Cicchetto.
Oh yeah, this is the Marco Cicchetto book.
Zombie book. Yeah.
Yeah, this book's really dope, dude. This book's a whole lot of fun. Mostly because of that Cicchetto art, but the story moves it along, but it's kind of predictable. You kind of know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
like,
but that
last issue, a dude gets infected, and they're like, oh, or gets bitten, and they're like, oh no, what are we going to do? And the boss just bam, out of nowhere shoots him in the head. Like, all right, let's move. And I saw it coming a mile away, but Cicchetto just draws it so beautiful, dude. And
the artwork alone is the reason to pick this book up.
Yeah, this is a great book. Good choice. I forgot all about that book.
Yeah. Other than that, I'm not seeing much. I mean, I didn't get a chance to look. I've been really busy today, so I haven't had a chance to kind of go through and look at the previews.
Awesome.
But those were ones that did stick out. I mean, there's a couple of like mangas in here that I'm kind of interested in.
We don't want to talk about manga.
But we don't talk about manga. We don't talk about Bruno.
Talk about manga. Anyway,
you need to stop right now, Gomer.
It's a great week, but mostly it's a Marvel week. All right, all the X books.
Yeah, we got the onslaught of X books this week. X-Men Red, and fucking New Mutants coming back from a big hiatus here.
That's an extra buck too, I think, because it's a 25th issue.
Yeah, they always get you on them divisible by 5 issues,
Those bastards.
But over on DC side of things, Nightwing's always a winner, and looking forward to checking out Fables for the first time in like 20 years. I don't know.
It's been forever,
a long time,
dude, forever. I'm also interested in Duo from Milestone over at DC, but I think my number one pick. I hate this place. Number 1 over at Image Comics. It's awesome. I'm really excited for Dave to pick it up. I know he's definitely into those Image books.
I am into the Image books, but my
that's not to say that Taylor isn't. He's more of a trade waiter for the Image.
I am a trade waiter.
I am excited for the Shaolin Cowboy book.
Nice.
I want that in my hands. I want that Mignola cover.
Nice. I hope you get it, bro. Awesome. Yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out. If you like what you hearing, check out the Comic Book Bullies as well. They got a show. They did one last night. That's Eli and Leroy talking pop culture news, stuff like that.
Always a good show.
Always a good show.
I'm a little behind, but I've been catching up.
I'm way behind. I'm planning on catching up soon too. But outrightgeeky.com, that's where you go to get links to all the different stuff we've got going on, all the links to social media, the video links, we got a Twitch. I don't know if we ever use that, but it's the link there. Merch, Patreon,
our Patreon, our fans only.
Tip. Yeah, our OnlyFans. Our Insta. We do have an Insta. We have a TikTok or something that I've been told about. I don't run it, but someone is running it. Come back Sunday. We'll talk about all of these books, the best ones anyway. It's going to be hard to choose, man. I'm expecting good things from all these damn X books. And then we've got Nightwing 2. And I already know at least that is going to be in my top 3, that Image book. It's got to be so damn good. Come back Sunday. We're going to talk about all those books and more, all kinds of shit. Again, thanks everybody for hanging up. And most of all, thanks to these guys for hanging out with this guy.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate it. We are going to do it again next time.
Same geek time, same geek channel.
We didn't finish quite on time for David to wait getting into his snacks, apparently.
He's like, I'm hungry. I need to pick me up.